Good morning, everybody. I'm Adrian Avila, a coin collector and dealer here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and today is February 16th, 2026. The reason for this video is to give you a little bit of an education on where we're at in the market today and what that means to you. So right now, silver is hovering right around $76.50 per troy ounce, and gold is hovering right around $4,980 per troy ounce. So that means your silver war nickels, 1942 to 1945 silver war nickels, are 35% silver. They contain 0.056 troy ounces of silver, meaning you could melt one of these down for $4.28. So your 40% silver coins, such as your Kennedy half dollars and your Eisenhower dollars, the Kennedy half dollars have 0.1479 troy ounces of silver in them. The dollars have 0.3161 troy ounces of silver in them, meaning the half dollars would melt for $11.31 and your dollars would melt for $24.18. Now your 90%, meaning your silver dimes, your silver quarters, and your silver half dollars that are 90% silver. Okay, the dimes have 0.07234 troy ounces. They melt for $5.53 a piece. This is everything that is 1964 and before. Okay, your quarters, 0.18014 troy ounces. They melt for $13.78, and your half dollars are 0.36169 troy ounces of silver, melting for $27.67. Now this is where most people get confused. You get to your silver dollars, such as your Morgans or your peace dollars, and these are still 90% silver, but they actually have 0.77344 troy ounces of silver in them, meaning these actually melt for $59.17. The reason that's important is because let's say you take 10 dimes. Well, 10 dimes doesn't necessarily equal $1 in this case. So that is why these formulations are extremely important, and I put them up here on the board for you. Now, another thing to consider is that there is a major difference between a 1 ounce silver round and a silver dollar. These are 90% silver, and they contain 0.77344 troy ounces of silver. This is one full troy ounce of silver, 31.1 grams of pure 3/9 fine silver. So why are these formulations important? Because when you come to a local dealer like me, a common phrase that you're going to hear is what are you paying per face, or what are you selling per face? And what they mean by that is if you take your junk 90%, what we call constitutional 90% silver, okay, your dimes, quarters, and halves, if you were to take $1 of these in total, so whether that's 10 dimes, 2 quarters, and 5 dimes, a half dollar and 2 quarters, however you want to comprise it of this constitutional silver here. Let's say we have $1. Well, that dollar is going to melt for around $55.30. So a dealer is going to want to pay less than that, because they're going to sell maybe around that or a little bit over. And that is that tiny spread and that tiny margin that us dealers work out of. Now, certain dealers work strictly off of formulas like this, and this is how they run their entire business model. I personally, because I'm a coin collector at heart and a dealer second, I love the numismatic value of coins. Therefore, I may pay a little bit more for a war nickel or for a silver dime or for any one of these coins, maybe because of the condition, the rarity, how few of them were minted, maybe just the mint mark alone. There's so many different varieties and so many types of coins that provide value, or could even take away value, that is separate from these formulas. And so what you need to find is, okay, do I want to look for a dealer who's just going to pay me cash for my weight, or do I want a dealer who's going to look through my collection and treat my collection as if it is a collection? Now, see, it just depends on you as well, because there are just stackers who buy and sell off of these formulas as individuals, and this is how they operate, and this is the game they play, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have stackers and you have collectors. You have stackers and you have numismatic value. Okay, I understand both. I absolutely love the game of both. However, my joy, my heart, my hobby is in the numismatics. Okay, so will I move weight and do I work off of these formulas? Absolutely, because we have a business to run. However, here at the Compound Realm, we love looking through collections and treating every single coin as its own unique item, because they all are. Now let's talk about gold. So just to educate you a little bit, if you have 10 karat gold, you have a 10 karat gold chain, 14 karat gold chain, 18 karat gold chain, 22 karat gold chain. Okay, the way that gold works is everybody knows that 24 karat gold is pure gold. So if you have 10 karat, that is 10 parts 24. So you take 10 divided by 24 and you get 0.4167. So if you bring me your chain that you want to scrap and it's 10 karat gold and it's 50 grams, let's say, we're going to take 50 grams times 0.4167, and that's going to give us our actual gold weight of that chain. Now, once again, most dealers are going to buy a few points below that because they're not going to be able to sell it necessarily for full scrap value, because we have to sell to refiners or we sell to other dealers. And so there's a small margin that's made there. So most people will buy the gold at 90% of its value because they're only going to get 95 to 98% out of it by the time they take it to the refinery or the wholesaler. And even at that, we have to ride the risk of the market either going up or down. So there's a lot of risk involved when we're buying these materials and sourcing these materials. So just to give you an understanding of how this works, gold, 10 karat, 0.4167, pure gold. 14 karat, 0.5833. 18 karat, 75%, and 22 karat is 0.9167. Here at the Compound Realm, we are more than interested in anything that you have to bring us silver, gold, platinum related. Okay, whether those are coins, whether that's jewelry or old houseware, silverware, whatever you may have laying around. Ideally, we are most interested in the jewelry and ideally the most interested in coins, because like I said, at the end of the day, I am a coin collector first, coin dealer second. It's what my whole business is around, but we love coins here. We'd love to see your collection. We'd love to have you send us videos, send us photos of what you got and see what kind of deals that we can work out. And if you're particularly interested in seeing what kind of inventory I have and what kind of coins I sell and what I do to operate, you need to go follow my Whatnot channel. I'll put the link in the description below. Follow me on Whatnot. You can see my store, you can see my auctions live, and we can interact there live in the chat, in the stream. It's an amazing time. Check out my Whatnot page. Website description is in the link below as well. Hope to see you soon.